What is good, YouTube? Voice you here with a video on Captain America: A Brave New World, aka Captain America 4. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the plot, we're going to talk about the ending, we're going to talk about post-credit scene. But let's be honest, lads, if you followed the channel, I have literally covered the whole plot already because one of the plot leaks was 100% true, but it's a little bit different when you physically watch it with your own eyes. This video will post before the movie comes out globally on Friday. Yes, I know. Thursday night in some locations in a lot of places in America. There's only a few places in England where you can watch it Thursday night. So, I'm also going to tell you, do I think Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson is now Captain America? So let's break it down. So, yo, what is good, YouTube? Voice you here if you are new around the make subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, Monsterverse, pop culture-based content that I like to cover on a daily basis. If you could, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know down below how freaking excited are you? If you've already watched this movie because it's already out in some regions, were you disappointed? Did you actually like it? There are some cool moments in this movie. Also, check us out on Instagram at WarStew to see the beautiful face behind the voice I've recently turned on. Subscriptions if you want to support the boy over on Instagram, and also channel memberships are always turned on if you want to support the boy, but you don't have to. Also, check us out on Twitter. WashGG. Right, let's get into it. So, at the end of the movie, President Ross, Red Hulk, has been defeated. Samuel Stern, yes, the character from The Incredible Hulk, has been defeated. So, Sam Wilson goes to the raft to see the leader. It goes like this. Sam says, "I told you you were going to lose that bet." The leader responds like this. "You know what's funny? I'm not in the mood for your joke. We share the same world. Don't be so sure. It's the one you would die to save. It's coming. I've seen it in the possibilities. Seen it as plain as day. All you heroes protecting the world. Do you think you're the only ones? Do you think you're the only world? We'll see what happens when you have to protect the place from others." Now, you know what it's teasing. It's teasing, you know, Doctor Doom, the incursions, Doctor Doom's team. And obviously, before this happens, Sam Wilson has a conversation with Joaquin Torres, aka the new Falcon, and basically says he needs to form an Avengers team. So there is some connective tissue to what is coming. But they missed the bag. They could have done a hologram of Doctor Doom. They could have done a second post-credit. They missed the bag here on the prerequisite and the standard that most people had, that they were actually going to set up Avengers Doomsday and something to do with the multiversal issues that are coming. But they didn't. So that is the post-credit scene. So the movie as a whole. Now, it's hard for me to say anything without you already going to say I'm biased. But let's break it down. So, this movie predominantly fails because it's not actually a Captain America movie. It's a revenge plot from Samuel Stern, from The Incredible Hulk, having revenge on Ross. Essentially, he was thrown away for 16 years. The leader, a lot of people are going to say the leader's a bad villain. He's not a bad villain. The problem is, he wasn't actually trying to do anything to Captain America. He was trying to get his revenge on Ross, predominantly. He helped Ross because Ross was dying, and Samuel Stern was essentially the only person that could help him with this medication. But the medication was basically duped with radiation, and that's why he hulks out at the end. Now, the Hulk fight, the Red Hulk fight, lasts 7 minutes. It's a good fight, don't get me wrong. It's probably one of the best parts of the movie. And we can see how strong the Vibranium is against him. But essentially how he defeats the Red Hulk is by stabbing him with the Vibranium, pushing it in, and essentially that's pretty much it. It's a badass fight, but realistically, you've seen everything in the TV spots and trailers. Now, the setup is good. From the leader being behind everything, the attack on the White House where we had Ezela Bradley and the other FBI, CIA agents trying to kill President Ross at the start of the movie via the blue light flashes that we clearly see. Like I've said, literally a plot that we went over was 100% true. But there's a lot of discourse, and this movie will be controversial in the sense that a lot of people were like, yo, if this wasn't a Captain America movie, if this was actually a sequel to Incredible Hulk, it wouldn't be a bad movie. So the leader was pulling on the strings, and that was obvious. It's to do with who controlled the Eternals sequence, you know, the Celestial Island, you know, the Adamantium, although you guys say Atomatium, Atomatium. Yes, I know how to say it, but adamantium is how you should say it. So it's to do with the atomatium and the Americans essentially get into a fight, and it's all orchestrated via the leader. And by the end of the movie, there's a new accord between China and Ross, and obviously Ross is chucked into the raft. So there is a lot of interesting parts in this movie, but realistically, if you can't remember Incredible Hulk or never watched it, or you never watched The Eternals because that movie sucked. Oh, sorry, Warstew only hates on DC movies. No, I don't. I give my honest opinion always. So you would miss the context of the Celestial Island if you didn't watch that movie. So maybe watch Incredible Hulk if you want to get all the references and Easter eggs. We don't really do that here on this channel. I'm just giving you a general overview of the movie. Now, Joaquin Torres, I think he does a pretty cool role as the new Falcon. But for me, I think Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson, I mean, I might get some hate for this. He could become Captain America. But the main issue that I have, and I can see a lot of people having, is this is not a Captain America-driven story. Realistically, Captain America didn't even need to get involved, neither did Torres. He was there literally just helping the president. The same president that chucked him into Iraq for a little bit. But obviously, it's a different actor because William Holt passed away, sadly, and now we've got Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford, I don't think he plays President Ross as well as William Holt did. His acting, everyone says puts Harrison Ford on this pedestal. I would never do that. His acting, and he becomes much better towards the end of the movie where he's getting more angry and, you know, anxiety, I guess, and the situation gets more intense and more intense. Then he hulks out. Harrison Ford does a decent job. But for me, there is no standouts in this movie. It's an average movie, but because it's got the title of Captain America, A Brave New World, when realistically, this movie is tying up loose ends from the Incredible Hulk, from the Celestials movie. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could go, oh, Wolverine Easter egg, because the whole Atomatium scene. Cool story, bro. But we've always known about that. They could have done it in a much better way, but it's interesting. So what cameos are there? Ross's daughter appears. Bucky is in it for literally a few moments. For me, it felt like an extension of the Falcon and Winter Soldier Disney Plus TV show. Realistically, this did not need to be a movie. I don't understand why it was. Also, all the reshoots they did, 24 days of reshoots, repurposing so much. And realistically, I mean, they did it because Tim Blake Nelson, who plays the leader, literally said he did reshoots. And we know they did reshoots multiple times. And Marvel's trying to make out it's got a budget of $190 million. I do not believe this budget is anything under $250 million, to be honest. And this is not me hating, I'm being honest. So, of course, it's a standalone movie in a way, but because Sam Wilson's like, yo, Ross is right, we need to bring the Avengers back, we need to form a new Avengers, and then the post-credit sequence where the leader is essentially saying, yo, do you know the following? And he's like, yo, you don't know. Do you really think we're the only ones? Do you really think this is the only world? So sure, yeah, he's talking about the multiverse and, you know, there's other variants of the people, but there is no context. What they should have done is form the new Avengers, you know, bring Shang-Chi in if you like, bring Miss Marvel in, you know, show some of the new squad of the Avengers and actually tease the hologram scene. I don't know, for Doctor Doom or, you know, for Captain America, Hydra, you know, real Chris Evans. And it's interesting. I mean, I'm not against this movie, but it's going to get a lot of hate online. And I understand it. But if you watch it like it's not actually a Captain America movie, it's not half as bad. And then you get into the fake false advertising. Giancarlo Esposito, Sidewinder, you know, he said on the Comic-Con stage back in July that it's a role he's never, ever played before. And he was essentially someone's lackey, realistically, firing with a gun. Realistically, didn't have many sequences in this movie. Maybe 10, 15 minutes at push. Very good actor. If you've watched him in The Boys, Breaking Bad, Giancarlo Esposito was wasted. Why didn't they make him Magneto? For him to come out and say, yeah, I wanted to play a role that's never been played before. Cool, you played Sidewinder, but you were literally a lackey with a gun. So I am very disappointed in this movie, but at the same time I'm not, because I cover leaks, I covered news. I knew exactly what was going to happen months ago in this movie. There was just a lot of hyperbole and a lot of discourse about, did they actually change the post-credit scene? No, they actually took away from the post-credit scene, realistically. I mean, cool, you tease something. You don't know what's coming. You really think this is the only world? So yeah, sure, it does show us that Sam Wilson is, going to form a new Avengers, and he could be a leader, like I say. But with this Captain America movie, he wasn't Captain America because it wasn't a Captain America movie. He was essentially playing a Captain America role which wasn't needed because the villain wasn't coming after him. He was only needed to defend himself against the Red Hulk. He didn't kill the Red Hulk. He just defended himself against the Red Hulk, got his ass handed to him, got lucky with some vibranium landing on the Red Hulk, luckily. And yes, adamantium, aka atomium, is the strongest, most versatile resource because that's what President Ross is telling us at the start of the movie. And I do read the comments and someone's like, no, vibranium is clearly the strongest. Well, a Marvel movie is telling you that atomium is the strongest metal. And that's clearly to introduce Wolverine, X-Men, so on and so forth. And that's, kind of the Easter egg that most people are going to rage bait you or clickbait you into it. Yeah, that's just, tying up a loose end, I guess, from the Eternals movie, if you like. Like I say, it's not the worst movie, but it's not the best movie. But this movie really did underperform because the movie was rewritten multiple times. There wasn't really a purpose of Captain America in this movie. And there was multiple, you can tell, jump cuts and cutting here and there. And some of the fighting scenes they're a bit off, but I get it, right? When Captain America is fighting the Serpent Society goon at the start of the movie, he's got some enhanced ability, probably like the Super Soldier Serum. And repeatedly throughout this movie, Mr. Sam Wilson kept saying, maybe I should have taken the Super Soldier Serum. And it was like, yeah, but Bucky was definitely wrong. I should have taken it. Yeah, and I get why people will say that it's so fake that Captain America Sam Wilson did take out the Red Hulk. But the Red Hulk's got lots of weaknesses. It's not like he's the Green Hulk or World War Hulk or Maestro Hulk. Red Hulk's pretty tame, in my opinion. So that is my review. I'm not going to slate this movie massively, but it wasn't a Captain America movie. It was realistically a movie tying up close ends. It was a Hulk movie. Essentially, it was a Samuel Stern getting revenge movie, realistically. But there are some connective tissues, with the adamantium, aka atomium, links to, Wolverine appearing and using that metal, if you like. There was Sam saying, yo, we need to form a new Avengers. There was the leader essentially saying how and who is coming without actually saying it. Literally, there was some sequences that I thought were green screen. The post-credit scene literally could have been filmed the day before this movie came out. To me, it didn't even look like they were in the same room together at the same time. Not sure if they were. I do take the criticism on board, and I get a lot of stick and a lot of hate. But I'm just transparent and honest. I'm not going to be a Marvel DC hype boy and say something looks great. Obviously, like I say, I will always watch the Marvel DC pop culture movies, but I'm not going to hype something saying, yo, it's the greatest thing ever because the trailer looked good. Like I say, this movie actually looked 10 times better if we predominantly just go from the trailers and don't actually go from how the movie played out. So yes, it is what it is. For now, he's not Captain America, but from what he's been saying just because the director of Captain America said, yeah, who's going to be leading Avengers, that doesn't necessarily mean he is going to be the leader of the Avengers. But predominantly, unless they're going to make it like Reed Richards or someone else, he's got to be, because there are no Avengers at the moment. And Anthony Mackie has come out and said, I'm the Avenger from the old group that brings the new group. So it be a changing of the guard. So I have to figure out who's going to be in the new Avengers. And that is a quote from Deadline. So Anthony Mackie will be filming Avengers 5, which is Doomsday, and Avengers Secret Wars. So whether you like it or not, like I said, I've always said Anthony Mackie is a good actor. For me, they just haven't given him a good enough story. It's kind of like the scenario with Henry Cavill and Superman, where Henry Cavill is liked, and a lot of people say he's a good Superman, but they said the writing was never there for him in order to make him like him being Superman. For me, I think Anthony Mackie's a cool dude, good actor. But for now, it was like there was two Falcons in the movie, except for he had the Captain America shield. I mean, I know that sounds bad, but realistically, that's where I'm at. And he also went on to say, we shoot London through the summer, then following summer, we shoot the next one, Avengers Secret Wars. It's going to be a full slate. So that tells you they are shooting Avengers 5, starting at the end of March the 31st. Then they're shooting Secret Wars back to back. So there should not be any delays for both movies. Avengers Doomsday coming out in 26 and Avengers Secret Wars coming out in 2027. So like always, guys, let us know. What did you think of this movie? This movie will post Thursday afternoon, UK time, 4 p.m. GMT. before the movie comes out. But like I say, people that watch my channel don't really care for spoilers. I've tried to be as fair as possible with this movie and break it down as well as I can. Remember, I don't script stuff. I have done this in one take off the top of my head. I have never scripted a video. Okay, that's a lie. I've scripted a few videos, but I've never scripted a video recently. So let me know down below, and I will catch you in another video very soon. I have got another video about the Godzilla X Kong 3. I know you don't actually, you do like them, but I keep getting told information. So either later today after this video post or tomorrow, I will make another video about Godzilla X Kong 3. So freaking hyped. So like always, guys, I will catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch ya later.